enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil'sGang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
What percentage of CEOs are expecting a recession in the next 12 to 18 months?
98%.
There's no guarantee that they're going to be. I don't think there will be a recession.
Peak savings here in the United States during the pandemic in 2020 was $6.4 trillion. Now it's fallen down to $581 billion.
It's unbelievable. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Everybody's arguing, is there inflation? Is there not inflation? Is there recession? Is there not? And you got the fake Business News Network, painting the tape. For God's sakes, why doesn't somebody really look at the two things that we need to look at? We talked about the supply side and demand side. That causes real inflation. We have real inflation. For God's sakes, I told you yesterday, if you can't get 152, after 2 years, almost 2 years, we still have 152 ships sitting around the ports. They can't unload anything. I mean, and they still can't find truck drivers. They still can't move the stuff across the country. People are waiting for it. So that means prices are going to go up on the stuff that's out there. We have true inflation. That is real inflation. That's not going to change until Buttigieg decides to stop working on his $55 million ferry boats. $55 million each ferry boat. But that's his priority, working on the ferry boats. He's not doing anything with the supply side or the demand side. So we can't get the supplies to our factories. We can't get the materials to the factories. So the materials that are out there and accessible cost more money. People want more for it. For God's sakes. So that's what we got to look at. But there's also something we really need to look at, and nobody is. The housing market. Are you kidding me? Everybody's walking around whistling like by the graveyard. Oh, there's not going to be, housing's fine. Everything's wonderful. It's not. History's a great thing. You got to really go back and look at history. And what people don't understand about the housing market, you have two key issues to look at to identify what's going on. Don't listen to fake Business News Network. Don't try to get an answer from them whether we're in a recession or not. Don't try to get an answer from them whether or not we're okay with housing. What are you, nuts? You have building permits. The first thing you have to do is get a building permit. Before, if you go to a builder, you want to build a new home, you got to first pull a building permit. And then after you pull the building permit, then you get the construction permit. And it usually takes anywhere from, by the time you get the plans, it's about a year. You build your building permit, and during that year, you got your architect and doing all that, and then finally you're ready to go. Now you start your construction permit. So if you go back to 2005, okay, we had a peak in the building permits in 2005. That was 17 months almost before the market crashed. We had a warning. The beautiful thing about building permits, when they start peaking, that means when people stop building homes, all of a sudden the number of people want to build a new home subsides or contracts. That's a huge red flag. Something is up. And before the 2008 crash, okay, before the housing crash that we had, when the building permits were peaking, that was a huge red flag. And even then, Kudlow, you got that cut? Play this cut here.
There's only one state in the whole United States that is having a sustained decline in prices, and that is Michigan. This is something that Jim Smith, a contributor to Kudlow and Company, has said many times. This is the single most overrated issue.
Okay.
We are a large...
All right. So you go back, instead of heeding the red flag, and I don't know if you were listening to me then, I was telling people back then, and I'll never forget, back then, when the building permits were peaking, prices were still going up. And we had a gang member. And he was a builder, by the way. He was a builder. And he had about $5 million in builder stocks. This guy was a very successful builder. And he asked me, what should I do? I said, you kidding me? I said, I would start taking my profits and start shorting these builder stocks. This is right towards the end of 2005. And he asked me why. I told him, you're a builder? How are the permits going? He said, oh, yeah. I said, you're right. The building permits are contracting. There you go. There's your answer. It's over. There's always a lag. Everything's a lag. Remember, the stock market is forward-looking. Everything is forward-looking. So back then, in 2005, the building permits peaked, prices were still going up, and we had a red flag. Larry Kudlow comes on, no big deal. He said, no, nothing. And then we had another cut for Bernanke. I don't know if we have that racked that one.
And there's been a lot of talk about a housing bubble, particularly from the Fed, from all sorts of different places. Can you give us your view as to whether or not there is a housing bubble out there?
Well, unquestionably, housing prices are up quite a bit. I think it's important to note that fundamentals are also very strong. We've got a growing economy, jobs, incomes. We've got very low mortgage rates. I think it's fair to say that much of what's happened is supported by the strength of the economy.
And then he went on to say that he doesn't see housing prices going down. So see, and then then you had the fake business news network, all Fox and the rest of them all saying, CNBC, no, there's no housing crash here. So 2006 comes, and new home construction sales were hitting a record high. So in other words, the permits were contracting, which makes sense. Now, you go from a permit to construction, right? So, of course, homes are being constructed. They went from a permit to construction. Prices were still going up. And construction, and the construction, not the permits, the construction was at a record high. And prices are still going up. But people didn't understand underneath that, it was quicksand. And I kept saying, short the builders, it's over. So the fake business news network, right, they kept saying all they see is a strong economy. No mention about the red flag of the permits. No, nothing, zero. So it was very misleading. So what happened? Permits were down about 30%. That's right. They started to drop. Everybody ignored it. Everybody ignored the permits. Okay? 17 months before the housing crash, everybody ignored the building permits, down 30%. I kept saying, short the builders, short the builders. Now, remember what was going on at that same time. The real reason that there was a housing boom was easy credit. They didn't verify if you had a job. They didn't verify if you had income. And they didn't verify if you could make the payments. Remember that? They didn't verify any of that. And so everybody was buying homes, 2, 3 homes, some cases. So underneath of all this, now we're in 2007. Remember, 2005, we had the warning. 2005 to 2007, the housing permits went down from 30% to 50%. Still, nobody cared. Well, what do you think is happening today? We'll check it out when we get back. What are the building permits doing today? Unbelievable. We'll be right back. Phil's gang. Join my gang. Please help St. Jude. Help the kids.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Our team is comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. Phil's Gang has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. You don't need to be a seasoned investor to benefit from the Phil's Gang platform, no matter what level of investor you are. Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action, avoid market pitfalls, and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I've been doing this business of trading over 55 years. God, they make it so complicated. It doesn't have to be. The best way to learn is to follow me, my actual investments. That's right. When I buy a stock, you follow me. Do exactly what I do. That's the best way to learn.
Check out the free 10-day trial. Learn more at philsgang.com.
Be my co-pilot at philsgang.com. Do what I do.
That's philsgang.com. Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com, and you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there when the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
It's the Christmas season, and Jolly Phil Grandy will be back in just moments with the holiday gift of teaching you how to be a successful trader on Phil's Gang.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So we're talking about how everybody, the clock comes back to 12. You can kick it, you can stomp on it, you can push it, whatever you want to do. You're not going to stop the clock. It always comes back to 12. And it's coming back to 12. Everybody's ignoring the same things that happened. Back in 2005, we had a clear indicator that the housing market was in trouble. And remember, back then, anybody could buy a house. You didn't have to verify that you had a job or you could even afford the payment. It didn't matter. They'd sell you a house. But in 2005, the one thing that you always have to believe is not CNBC, not Kudlow, not Kramer, not any of these guys. Okay, watch your building permits. Watch your building permits. So 2005, the building permits started to contract. Nobody paid attention to it. Building permits were down 30%, 40%. Still weren't paying attention to it in 2005. But at the same time, remember what was going on. In 2006, while the building permits are going down, the amount of people who are filing for a permit to within later actually build the house, get the construction permit, there's less and less people who were filing a building permit because the economy was getting worse and worse, so they weren't going to build homes. But at the same time, you had the construction permits were really active. Because remember, it's a lag. It's about a year's lag. So you have the construction business going on in the fake business network to how great the construction business was and how great the economy was. We're employing 1.4 million people because of the construction business, and everything was booming in 2007. But underneath it, it was a swamp, quicksand. Economy was looking good, they said. Market was employing 1.4 million people. We had an unemployment record, the lowest almost ever. The economy was booming until it wasn't. Until the ugly truth came out. So 2007, all of a sudden, recession starts hitting. Why? Same situation we got now. Lack of liquidity. The banks don't have enough liquidity, don't have enough money. They have a liquidity crisis. All the money is going to set aside for bad loans. Before, they would take all their money, most of their money, and they would buy treasuries, put them on their balance sheet. And they pump out their chest and say, look how good my credit is. Look at all the treasuries I got on my balance sheet. And banks would loan them overnight. That's how that one bank would judge another bank, by the amount of treasuries. Well, they don't have those kind of treasuries anymore because they don't have that cash anymore, because there'd be a mandate to take most of their cash and put it into set aside for bad loans, because we're going to have one hell of a terrible 2023. So going back to the building permit, so now here we are today. They're ignoring it again. So we have our building permits tanking big time. Nobody's paying attention to them. Nobody's paying attention to it. Same thing happened in 2005, 2006. That's what's happening now. We started, our permits started to drop in December of a year ago, 1 year ago. 1 year ago, they dropped 20%. 20%. In 2005, they dropped 30%. We're not that far off. Nobody's talking about it. So now our construction permits are starting to decline. See, that gives you plenty of time to get ready for the recession and for the crash. We're already in a recession, but nobody will admit that. So let's take one more report. One more report I want to give you. Nobody ever talks about this report either. It's called the Michigan Home Purchasing Sentiment Report. It's a report that identifies when we are in a situation is a perfect time to buy a home, or not so perfect, or it sucks. It's been around for years, 50 years. And they say right now, that report is telling you right now, this is the worst time ever. Even worse than back in 2006, 2007, 2008. It's even worse now. The environment's worse now. This thing has been around 50 years. Look it up. The Michigan Home Purchasing Sentiment Chart. You can take a look at it. Been around 50 years. So they're telling us. And then the Fed came out. Why do you think the market went down 5 days in a row? After, remember, Powell last week came out and said, oh, everything's terrific. You know, I'm going to start cutting rates back because inflation's pretty much peaked. And then we had that 500-point rally. Then, boom. Next day went down, Monday. Next day down, next day down, every day down. Because even his own board members were saying, wait a minute. We're going to have to go back and raise rates. We got to go back and raise rates. Because inflation is not tame. Inflation is running harder than we thought. And in 2023, they're saying, boy, inflation is really going to run hot. Now, listen to this. The banks, this is what Cramer did today. This is what Cramer said, but this is what he said.
Memo to America's bankers. Don't try to frighten us. Don't try to get us to sell everything. Sell. Don't be Grinches telling us a hurricane could be coming. At least try to be useful, because you're all we can really count on for an accurate assessment of the economy, and you're letting us down.
You're letting us down. You're letting us down. You're telling us the truth. You're letting us down. Don't tell us the truth. But remember, I can't believe people are going to take his advice. They're going to take his advice and ignore what's out there. Ignore what the banks are saying. Ignore what the Federal Reserve is saying. Things are going to get worse in 2023. But why would you take any advice from this dope called Cramer? Remember this?
Should I be worried about Bears?
Oh, and by the way, he's talking about banks. He's giving us advice about what to do with the banks. Remember this?
Should I be worried about Bear Stearns in terms of liquidity and get my money out of there? No. Bear Stearns is fine. Do not take your money out. This is real. If there's one takeaway other than a plus 400 somebody, Bear Stearns is not in trouble. I mean, if anything, they're more likely to be taken over. Don't move your money from Bear. That's just being silly. Don't be silly.
Don't be silly. They went bankrupt right after that. So take more advice from Cramer. That's a great place for advice, isn't it?
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner. who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com. What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Graney at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%? I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Graney at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Merry Christmas from Phil Grandy and everyone at Phil's Gang. This Christmas, give yourself the gift of knowledge. Join Phil's Gang and navigate the market with confidence. Here's Phil Grandy.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. So you got Cramer telling you, don't listen to the banks. Now, wait a minute. The banks are the very people, okay, that are in trouble. I told you that. How many times have I told you? Ask any of my gang members. I've been saying that for months now. They have a tremendous liquidity problem, just like they had in 2008, just like they had in 2019. They got a tremendous liquidity problem, which simply means they're taking most of their money. They're taking most of their money and putting it set aside for bad loans. They're being mandated to do that by the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve pays them an interest rate on that money. So remember what banks do. With extra money, they go and buy treasuries and put them on their balance sheet. Why do they do that? Well, because the more treasuries they have, other banks look at them as being good credit risk, so they'll loan them money. So when you have the repo pool of 4 banks that's loan monies to banks overnight, and there's like 3 to 4 trillion in transactions of debt, the banks are loaning money during the day, and as I explained before, some bank at night, he'll be short $1 million. He loaned out more than he actually had in cash. But they do this every day. So you go to what they call the repo market. All that means is that you go, one bank says to the other, I need $1 million. And will you loan it to me? And he said, yeah. What rate? So I'll loan it to you at the Fed rate. Okay. And he said, I'll give you for collateral, I'll give you one of my treasuries. Great. Next morning, he pays back the loan, and then he purchases back the treasury that he used for collateral. Now, why is that important to understand? Because banks loan to each other based on credit. And what do they look for credit? How many treasuries are on their balance sheet? That makes them credit worthy. Well, they haven't been able to buy a lot of treasuries. In 2019, remember, we had an emergency overnight. The banks froze up, just like in 2008. They wouldn't loan each other. Everybody panicked. The Federal Reserve printed quickly $750 billion, more inflation, and went in and said, okay, how much do you need? Okay, how much do you need? And they took care of it. But we're heading there again, but nobody wants to talk about that either. They don't want to talk about the building permits. We're in the same situation we were in the 2006 to 2008 housing crash. And back then, we had plenty of time to change our positions and take advantage and short the builders back then, which we did. Well, everybody else we're in blindfolds. They didn't want to tell you the truth. We're in the same situation now. In the same situation. Our building permits are contracting big time. They started to contract 1 year ago. Dropped 30% 1 year ago. They're still dropping. Now, construction, when you actually construct your house, you need a construction permit. So they're building out your houses, but the problem with the housing now, the construction, that's going to start slowing down. So instead of these guys and whoever takes care of your money, and these guys on fake business news and NBC and Bloomberg, they're not preparing you for this. They're telling you just the opposite. Hey, everything's okay. Inflation's coming down. It's not true. It's not true. Another thing is when you're buying stocks, it used to be when you bought a stock, you simply would buy based on fundamentals. And they were always true. You'd buy a stock based on its trailing PE or forward PE, whatever one you want to do. Price to book, price to sales, how well is their free cash flow, margins. And if you looked at those, they're always truthful, and you could make a good sense out of them, and you could tell whether to buy or sell that stock. Today, that's all gone. That's gone. They blew all that apart in 2008. That's all gone. What you got to follow today, I went through this with my members today. You can't follow the noise. You can't follow when they tell you to buy a stock because of some fundamental reason. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? The only thing that you can look at right now and know the truth is follow the money. It's always follow the money. And that's how you make money in this business today. It's different than it was in 2008. Remember, once they started to do QE, every fundamental is not dependable. But what is dependable is the money flow. So if I'm going to give you an example, we bought J.P. Morgan twice. We bought it at went up about 34%. It was around 102, 105. It went about 34. Then we bought it again around $122, about $122, and went about 12%. Now, I'm not going to listen to Jim Cramer or anybody else. We made money on these because we saw there was more money going in. A lot of money was flowing in. Now we're seeing money is coming out. So I don't look anymore and look at their balance sheet. I used to years ago look at their balance sheet. I always would really look at their free cash flow. That was very important. Or I'd look at their margins. Are their margins increasing? But you can't look at any of that because everything's a lie. Everything's a lie. This all started with QE. So we took and followed the money, and we were making good money on J.P. Morgan, good money on all the banks, and now we turned around and we started to sell them short. We're starting to sell them short because you can see money is coming out. So the key is if you really want to make money consistently, all you got to do is follow the money. And it's not hard. And that's why we designed our Pro 2 color-coded chart. You hear me talk about it all the time. We should be selling millions of them. We don't. Because people just don't get it. They think, I'm going to go to a broker. He knows what he's doing. Really? You can sit there and manage your own money. For God's sakes. How about being in a 401k and you're down 20, 25% right now? Are you crazy? You should have been up 25%. So right now, the bank stocks are in deep trouble. Inflation's going higher because we haven't fixed our problem with demand and supply because Budabug is out, and I'm being serious. He's building these ferry boats, cost you and me $55 million for every ferry boat, and he's just really that's what he's looking at every day. Just what he's working on every day. He doesn't care about the demand and supply. The other thing he's working on every day is he's going to be running for president. He's going to be running against Biden. He's going to run against Biden, But the thing to remember right now, the stock market is the best place to be because it's liquid. Whether you buy or sell short the banks, or whether you buy or sell short the airlines, whether you buy or sell short the hotels, or you buy or sell short big tech, is not based on any of the fundamentals anymore. It's all based on flow of money. Give you an example. We took Oxy. Okay, that's an oil company, Oxy. And we saw money was flowing out of Oxy. And this was after who bought it? Buffett. Big deal. Buffett bought Oxy. So we bought Oxy. It was perfect timing. We bought Oxy. We had a strong buy signal because we saw the money coming into Oxy, and that was around $64. $64. We didn't buy it based on any fundamental. The fact is, a lot of money was coming into the stock, and my chart tells you that. Mine's the only chart that tells you that. It's patent. And then we saw money stopped coming in at $75. So that was a pretty good run we had there. We had a 17% return. If we were looking at everything Wall Street wants us to look at, or your broker or planner or whatever wants us to look at, we'd be broke. 1 and 1 doesn't equal 2 in this business. Hey, we'll be right back with a lot.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativegroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. You know, I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records, and the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, just listen to Phil Grandy.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's many reasons to listen to a radio show, but I think to listen to my show, you get the truth, you get clarity, and you get great information.
No matter what level of investor you are, Phil's Gang strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success.
You know what? Most of all, it's fun. philsgang.com. Clarity, good information, and fun. What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%? I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently? Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level. Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy and sell to help maximize profits. Sign up for a 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Merry Christmas from Phil Grandy and everyone at Phil's Gang. This Christmas, give yourself the gift of knowledge. Join Phil's Gang and navigate the market with confidence. Here's Phil Grandy.
Navigate the market with confidence. Yeah, I love that. Navigate the market with confidence. What's that mean? Well, give me an example. They'll tell you to buy an oil stock, and they'll give you some reason why to buy an oil stock. Call it fundamental. They'll tell you the PE ratio is good, or you'll tell you the price to book is good, or they're opening up a new drilling field here, or they're closing one here, or they're laying people off. They always come up with a story to get you to buy a stock. You got to stop listening to the stories. Take oil. People don't realize when the dollar goes down, oil usually goes up, right? Dollar down, oil goes up. Usually dollar down, gold goes up. So anytime the dollar goes down, usually buy oil or gold. But also something else goes on. What happens when yields or rates are going up and the economy is good? Well, then you forget. You go, okay, then you switch. I'm going to buy oil again. Well, but wait a minute, rates are going up. You don't buy oil with rates going up. Well, yes, if the economy's good, I do. So you see what I'm saying? Like for today, they've been trying to get the market to go up today. They've been trying to get the market up. If you go back and look at I'm going to put it on my chart right now. You can see it. If you look at my chart, and I'm going to let me bring it back about 6 months. Let's bring it back here. Look at us in a year. We've had a tremendous downtrend, and they can't break out of it. That means there's more money coming out of the S&P 500 stocks than going in. And every time there is a rally, it's just a short covering rally. But they don't tell you that. This last rally we had, let me bring it back 3 months. I told you it wasn't going to work, didn't I? So the rally we had from, let's say from November 2nd, okay, from November 2nd to where we are today, that's nothing but again, they created that rally inside the downtrend. It's short covering. See, what they do is if they can go, they'll take the bond market. They'll go take the bond market. And they'll start buying bonds. Who's they? The plunger team buys bonds, okay? Now remember, the plunger team is not there for you and me to help us. Okay, the plunger team is to help the boys on Wall Street. The plunger team is made up of the President of the United States, the Secretary of Treasury, the Fed chair, the chair of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission. And every day they decide which way do they want to move the market. Which way they want to move the benefits of if there's an election, or you see what I'm saying? There's no more of this that you go and buy a stock based on fundamentals. So today, or since actually go back since October 14th, they've been running the S&P up. And how they've been doing that? Here, I'll switch to TLT. Okay, let me put up TLT here. TLT. Okay, so they switched to TLT. That's the TLT. It's the Treasuries. So you go TLT. I got it up my chart. So TLT is the bond market. Okay, it's the bond market. So the bond market has been collapsing for a whole year. That's why for a whole year, the stock market since January, the S&P and the Dow have been going straight down for about 48 weeks. We have never seen a market go straight down for 48 weeks. We've been in a 48 very slow crash, 48 weeks. So now, as I told you, they want to make bonuses on Wall Street. So they turn around and what do? They decide, well, why don't we rig the market? We'll buy the Treasuries. When they buy the Treasuries, you can see it on my chart. See how it's going up now? That means the yields go down. Interest rates go down. So if you look at the 10-year Treasury yield, it was at 411 basis points. It's at 349 basis points. Why are they doing that? Because they're financially engineering that interest yield to come down so the stock market will go up. So people jump in the stock market and buy and hold, not knowing that's what they call a short covering rally. It's not going to last. It's not going to last. And look at all the rallies we've had that's failed because we're in a downtrend channel with so much money coming out of this market. That's what you look at. And once you learn how to follow the money, you'll be making money consistently. But you also, when the money's coming out, like this rally we've had since October, they're going to give it all back. It's going to come all the way back down again. It's going to hit October again. They're going to hit that low again. So we'll make money on the way up, and we're going to make money on the way down. So my point is, if you really want to make money in the stock market, it's the best way to do it is not look at fundamentals, is you got to follow the money. Once you learn how to follow the money, and you got to have the chart to do that. And I know we're the only company in the country that has the chart because it's patent that shows you when money is going in and money is going out. So sometimes you're buying a stock against everything that you were taught. Say it's a certain stock and you only buy it when rates are going up. Well, now rates are going down, you buy it. Well, don't do that. That's wrong. No. I get it. But I'm going to look at the money. So if the money is coming in and it turns green, it's telling me there's more money going in than going out. So I don't care if I'm supposed to wait for interest rates to be up in order to buy that particular stock. One of the stocks are the 11 sectors in the Dow. There's 11 sectors in the Dow. Okay? So you decide what sectors you want to trade. And then each sector, it'll tell you, for example, like let's say right now, if we're in a recession or we're going to be going into a recession, they'll tell you to buy Johnson & Johnson. They'll tell you to buy Lilly. They'll tell you to buy Novo. They'll tell you to buy discretionary stocks. And you're supposed to just do that, right? You're supposed to, because they tell you to do it. It's the way it's been for 100 years. You're going to lose money. It used to be that way, but now it's not. Just because we're going into a recession, and they're going to have, and the yields are going to be coming down. They're going to push these yields down. Once you buy these stocks, you'll lose money. You only buy stocks today based on nothing with the fundamentals, on money flow. That's why we always tell you, please join our gang for 10 days, and during that 10 days doesn't cost you anything. And then you'll convince yourself. You don't need me to sell you. You'll convince yourself. You say, my God, he's right. Look at that. Interest rates are going down. The stock's not going up. It shouldn't be going up, but it is going up. Why? Because after 2008, all fundamentals, forget them. They're gone. Remember, they rigged the game in 2008. They rigged the game for 13 years. We've been working a game for 13 years. They gamed the market for 13 years. You think they're just going to switch around and stop? They're going to go find God and go back and say, oh, I see. This group, okay, I'm supposed to buy, I see. When rates are down, I'm supposed to buy healthcare and financials and industrials. And, rates up, I'm supposed to buy this stock and that. No, you're going to get killed. But nobody's going to tell you that. So go to my site, philsgang.com, where it says get started. And for 10 days, it's going to make a big difference. It really is. So please, the housing market, I am telling you, if anybody believes that Powell, the recession has peaked, it's going to be over now, no, it's going to be much worse because we haven't even felt the housing market yet. Hasn't even been a part of this crash we've been in for the last 47 weeks. 47 weeks! Can you imagine markets going down for 47 weeks and nobody's even talking about that? But you should be making money all the way down. But you've been losing money as the market's been going down. That's gotta, boy, if it was me, I'd be upset. But you can stop that. Next time the market is going to go down and you're a gang member, you're going to make money. And the next time the stock goes up, you're going to buy stocks not based on some riddle that worked for the last 100 years. You're going to buy that stock only if money is going in. But we have the only chart that shows you if the money is going in. Check it out, philsgang.com. And it's fun.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600.